Hey, how you doing? Let's do it to it. Oh, oh, darn it. Darn it. Should have waited for a second. That was my fault. I should have thought that a little more. I thought about that. I should have played that. Darn. And then let's see. I almost had this one. I'm thinking that. Yeah. Darn. I should have rethought that one. That's okay. Let's give it another shot. It's not okay, but I mean, I'll rebound. We'll rebound from this. Try it. Should have won with the pawn. Ah. That one's, I moved a little too quick. And this one, you take the bishop, and then you win via that way because you remove the defender. Try one more. Oh, darn it. I missed that. That was my fault there. I should have seen that. It was in the center. Well, let's get back into this. Okay. Let's see. Ah. See if I take. So I take there. Take there. Drat. That was a. I got tied up on that one. No, this isn't backgammon. And then that. I should have seen that one. Okay. Let's see. Where did I was trying to figure out if I don't take there. Do you push? Oh, okay. I was wondering if pushing, but I thought then he could play there. See, that's what I thought was at this point, after taking here, pushing there, taking, that could be played, but let's see here. This one, no, it's not fork. So, then you win that, yeah. That's funny. Let me see here. We'll try a new one. Oh boy. I have to get these down. It's right on. That's a check. There we go. Takes. There we go. Takes. There we go. Mate. 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 Check. Queen wins a piece. Okay, here, there. Okay, dokie, play there. And then one there. Take. Oops. Nope. You probably checking would have worked better. Okay. Let's see if it. Okay, takes here. All right, and then you take there. Yeah. Let me see here. So there. Okay, knight here. Check. Checkmate. Okay, so if we check here, that's check, and then you come back here and you win a rook. There you go. Let me see here. So check, and that one's queen. Okay. You take here, win there, win a piece. Let's see if we win the bishop. And queen takes. Are we got material? Nope. We just take there, win a queen. There we go. So if we take the knight, we win a bishop. Let me see here. Let's see here. Nope, right here. Then you set up for mate. There you go. And knight takes here, takes there. Okay. First of all, you take here. Then let me see here. You take there. Okay. Check. Let's see here. Check. Takes there. Okay, dokie. Let me see here. We block. So you block. Okay. And what did I not see here? Do you win a... Okay, we'll call it on that. That was an interesting one. Okay. We'll work on a... boy, those are kind of tougher puzzles, but they're totally worth it to go over and work on. So if you move too fast, sometimes you don't see them. Gotta put a timeout on that. Okay, my studies. Let's do it here. Let's see. Okay, we did that one already. Okay, we have another one we can put here. We're learning about the isolated pawn setup. Alright. Oops, actually gotta put it. Yep, perfect. That. Okay, perfect. There we go. Yeah, appreciate your patience on this one. This one's an interesting one for sure. We're gonna get to see an isolated pawn setup. C6. I mean, maybe even get a Sicilian. I'm thinking this may Yep, it transposed into a Sicilian. Takes. Then C4. Knight F6. Knight C3. E6. Knight F3. So white's developing. He's waiting for black to take, so that when black takes, the bishop will take back and get developed for free. Okay, knight f3, bishop e7. Black wants to castle now. C takes d. Knight takes d. So now the knight's in front of the d pawn and trying to barricade it. So this goes back to some of our principle. But now what we're going to do is bishop d3, and we know that black's going to be castling kingside, so we're going to start honing all of our pieces on the kingside. Knight c6. So black's like, he doesn't want to walk into, a humongous amount of artillery fire or snipers. So now that white's castled, because sometimes what will happen is, my teacher told me that you sometimes can wait for your opponent to castle to decide which side you want to castle on. I know how crazy this sounds. Potentially, if black were to castle kingside, even how open this is, at a potential point you could castle queenside, walk your king to b1, and then take scope. And so when white castled, black castled kingside. Rook e1. This is an interesting idea, because what white's planning on doing, just in case if ever the e-file gets opened up, he can potentially put a battery, queen and rook, and then grab this knight here potentially to get some attacking that way. So bishop f6. And that gets all the tension out of the way by moving the bishop. Knight f6 is also an interesting continuation. Then you have e3, bishop e3, b6, rook c1, and white is actually in theory one move away from entering in the middle game. The middle game usually occurs when the two rooks are connected. So like if the queen went to any one of these points, the rooks would be connected, and the middle game would be in the works for white. Where black has to unwind in 2 moves, white can do it in 1. Okay, so rook, let's see, 1, knight b4, bishop b1. And this actually follows in tandem with what we're saying. If you are the one with the isolated pawn, d pawn or one of the pawns, you don't want to trade off material, because what happens is less defenders, and this also is a cramping. This pawn cramps your opponent's position. So you want to try to keep as many pieces on the board, but also keep the attack. And this bishop is doing a wonderful job of attacking h7. So we want to keep that in the works. Knight B to D5. That's a full barricade now. Bishop D7. Oops. Bishop G5, I mean. Trying to, again, work a little bit. Bishop B7, Knight E5. So now the knight got its optimum placement on E5 for white. Rook C8. Queen D3. This now threatens, you have two takings ideas. Taking here, taking there, and oops. And then mate on H7. So G6, this actually forced G6, but now the knight ends up here becoming a weakness almost forever. Bishop G6, this attacks the rook, rook E8. Queen H3. Bishop F8. Bishop G5. We don't want to, remember, you don't want to trade pieces if you don't have to. And now the knight is pinned to the queen. So that's not really what you want to have happen. Queen D6, the queen moves out of the pin. So knight takes D5. Knight takes D5, and knight takes F7. Curse splat right there. And then now queen takes H7. This is just devastating. The position is collapsing around black's king for sure. Bishop G7. Bishop takes G6. Check, king F8. And then bishop H6. And this is winning. There's actually another continuation. 1 second. This is actually from a game. Nope, here we go. The idea is white actually won here. Black resigned. Okay. Okay, perfect. And so we have to do this, and there was another game that this went to. Oops, I have to take the K out. Let me get this right. ARCIA V RA. We have to do a comma. I think this is maybe in France, or maybe it's, I'm not sure where this is, this country or city. And 8. Did I spell that right? 19, where's that? Oh, 18, can't be right. Oh, 1952. 1952. I make sure I have the players' names spelled right. JACOBO, yeah. LOBOCHAN, yeah. R, yep, got that. Yep. Yep, perfect. This actually game here originated after on move 10. BC or C to B4. Bishop B1. Knight F6. A3 to kick the knight. Knight BD5. Queen D3. Again G6. Bishop A2. B6 to get the fianchetto bishop. Knight E5. And bishop to B7 to protect the knight. And now the bishop comes in attacking the rook. Rook E8. Queen H3 again, with the sacrificial idea of knight takes F7. Bishop F. Bishop G5, and now the knight F7 idea comes into play. Bishop E7. Rook AD1 to hold on to this pawn. An interesting idea, like what we talked about, Kerplunk. This could have actually arisen in the game here. Then if the king were to take, rook takes E6, king G7, and rook A to E1, and this is just crushing. I know this is like, what? Yeah, that's a powerhouse move. Okay. We have to get back to the main line. A6, rook D3, rook C8, rook C8, rook F3. The idea is coming to pass. Knight takes, knight. This is also, there's another game that this comes from too. Jeremy Silman talked about it. It's the Madison. This is actually one of the players who originated, helped with the expansion of the London system. It's facing Burns. Hastings 18, I think it's 95, yeah. What Black could have played here on move 22, or wait, let me see. White can play this move, Kerplunk. Exclam, this is actually played by Madison. Exclam. King takes, queen takes check, and then king F8, and then bishop H6 is mate. That was a killer of an idea. I was shocked when I saw that. There's also a potential, if he has to do something. So that's why he takes, and it's mate 3. And so F6, 94. We're learning how to handle the isolated pawn here. Knight C7, and then 95. Bishop D7. G6 is a playable idea here. Bishop H again. Excuse me. Takes, king takes, queen f3, rook b8 to get out of the pin, queen g3, queen d6, bishop takes, knight, e takes, interesting. Thinking if knight takes, then knight takes, and you potentially can win a pawn here, and because this is on pre. So that's why e5 this was taken instead of the other one, so that wouldn't happen. Rook a d1, that holds onto that pawn. Knight f5, attacking the queen. Queen f4, still keeping the pin idea on the rook. That's good water. Okay, 19. Bishop e6 to hold on to the pawn. G4 to attack the knight. Knight h4. Rook d3. The idea is this rook swinger. Rook e8. Queen e8. G5. This shuts the queen out from the protection of the rook. The knight. Knight f5. Knight g4. Now we have an outpost that we can set up. Wow, this is getting pretty intense. Queen d6. Rook e5. Rook bd rook bd8. Knight e2. Bishop d7. Knight f6. In comes the knight, so you gotta love that. h6. Knight g3. H takes g. G takes. Oops. G to h5 check. King h6. Knight g4 check. King h7. Because if takes here, I'm thinking this lands into a quick mate there. That's why. And then if we go back here, after this here, if this were to take, then the knight comes in, and wherever the king goes is mate. Oops, that's wherever the king goes is potential mate. Let me see. Only thing to do is intercept, and then that's mate. So h7, queen takes g5, g takes h5, queen h6 check, queen takes f6, queen takes f6, rook g8, king f1, knight g7, and then rook g3. Yeah, this is total done at this point. It's over. this is a game set match at this point. So we'll put in its name is D King. Oops. It has to be a Q. Oops. There you go. Okay. Queen D3, G6, Queen H, or Bishop H6, Rook E8, Queen F3, with the same idea of a idea attacking there. Bishop C6, Bishop takes, D5, Knight takes D5, Knight E4, Rook C8 to protect the bishop, and Rook AC1 attacking. Queen E7, Rook C5, Queen G7, Queen takes, King takes, Knight D6. This is actually threatening. He has to play this, and then here King H6, and Knight G4, and it's game set match. If King H8, then Rook takes C6, B takes C6, Queen takes E8, Queen takes E8, Knight check, King comes up, and then you actually whites up a pawn here. I thought that was a beautiful combination here, 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 there, 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 and then you win a piece. This is actually winning for, so white wins here. Okay, we'll read this here, and then we'll call it on this because we'll pick up the game next time. The isolated D pawn is a common visit for both white and black, and black has an idea to get a isolated D pawn as well in the next one. The anti-isolated pawns is trade minor pieces. The trading the minor pieces. This would go to a Jeremy Silman game here. So let's put this in here. So I'll put this right there. Okay. That was looks good. I think we're good, yeah. Beautiful. Okay. So what can we take away from this? Isolated D pawn. Remember always to, if you're the one with the isolated pawn, don't trade off minor pieces. Keep your minor pieces on the board as long as you can. Try to also go for a king side attack, because the D pawn, as we studied in Reassess Your Chess 4th edition from Jeremy Silman, International Master, is this, that it's a static weakness. So over time, black can play against it. You're playing as a dynamic player, so if you have an isolated pawn, you want to do as most as you can to get as big of an attack on the king as you can as well. So that's the kind of thing. But if you're the one who's fighting against or fighting against the pawn, you want to trade as many pieces as you can, and you want to try to get into an end game where you can use that static weakness later on, if you're the one playing against it. Okay, that's beautiful. That's perfect. Want to thank you for all logging on, participating. This is great. Yeah, we had a couple rough puzzle rush things. We got 20 and we did good, but some of those we shouldn't have missed, but we did. Move too fast, so that teaches you right there. Don't move too fast. Work on puzzles and keep pushing forward. And always remember what Bruce Lee said: take what you know, be able to apply it, be willing to do something with it. And to treasure your victories, learn from your losses. Remember that mistakes don't define who you are. It's how you handle the mistake that defines who you are. And remember, in the end, the ultimate choice, yes, it's the decision on the board, but the choice to receive the Lord Jesus, Lord and Savior of your life, is one that affects your eternal destination. So just consider that, because one day we're going to have to decide what we're going to do with the Lord Jesus Christ. So we have to keep that in our forefront. And remember the Team Chess Cruncher motto of hanging up your coats, hanging up your hats, sitting down and studying when most won't. Team Chess Cruncher does, and that makes all the difference. And as Wesley So says, serve the Lord Jesus as I say, God bless. And I'll see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, evening, Lord willing. I'll be back on tomorrow. We'll keep pushing forward. Remember what Hannibal Smith said: even inside of a random position, there's always a plan. And when you find it, you get to say, I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, 2 thumbs up, hoorah, be blessed, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye, Team Chess Cruncher, hoorah.